Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're looking at a John Doe and a Jane Doe. It says identified. Sometimes I miss this, but I don't know why. Anyway, date of discovery was April 9th, 1995, McAlester, Oklahoma. Thought to have occurred March of 1995. Homicide, it says age 18 to 25 for him and for her as well. It also, let's see what else it says. It says he was 5'6" to 5'9", 175 to 185 pounds, short brown hair. Tattoos, he had an R on his forearm, an eyeball with a teardrop on his right forearm, and a cross on his upper left arm bicep. Hers, it says 5'4" to 5'6", 130 to 140 pounds. Blonde hair, frosted hair, shoulder length wavy. Let's see. It gives the clothing. She had a two-piece wedding band set with a small diamond, which matched the wedding band of the male victim that was found. It gives the sizes of their clothing. And let's see. The victim, he was located 10 miles of McAlester along the outer road adjacent to U.S. Highway 69. I'm going to assume that says the same thing. He was found with her. It is suspected that the couple was married based on the matching wedding rings that they were wearing. The couple is believed to have been shot with a .38 caliber Smith & Wesson or Ruger model revolver. The unidentified male was shot once in the chest, and the unidentified female was shot twice in the chest. It is estimated that the victims were killed on or around March 18, 1995, 3 weeks prior to their discovery. The victims had been dragged about 40 feet into the woods. The location is approximately 50 yards west of an active Union Pacific Railway track, which runs north and south, and about 1.5 miles from the entrance of Crower Point, which is a Lake Eufaula public campsite. The unidentified male's left rear jean pants pocket was cut open. I don't know, maybe to take his wallet or something. And that's just a guess. And he wore a watch with the watch leather band. The watch was set 1 hour behind Oklahoma time, which is Central Standard Time. No identifying information was found on the victims or in the area. Yeah, take his wallet for his identification maybe. It is unknown if the victims rode the railway, were hitchhiking, or drove an automobile. And there's their case numbers. Let's see. And this just says the same thing. And then you go here, and this says Pittsburg County Doe couple 1995 have been identified as Brian and Rachel Burr. So it gives pictures of him and her. So then when you look at the artist's rendition, you'll see that it is different, but you can see that his facial shape is very similar, right? And her facial shape is very similar. So there are similarities and there are differences. And, I'm just thankful that we have the people that do the renditions, or do the best they can, trying to get images, so to help identify people. And that's on Reddit. Anyway, don't forget to pray for their families and their loved ones. Feel free to leave comments. Oh, and here's the Yahoo News. Whoops. I just lost it. Hold on. There it is. Sorry. Ah! There it goes again. Sometimes. Why does it keep doing that? My computer's crazy. I just slide the mouse across and it does it. I don't know why. I can't get it to stop doing it. Okay. 2 previously unknown homicide victims. This is April 12th, so it's been out for some time. Found in a wooded area, Pittsburg County, near 3 decades ago, were identified through DNA testing and the work of several law enforcement agencies nationwide. So praise God for DNA testing. The 2 bodies, a man and a woman, were found by a guardrail under a tree near Crowder Point, April 9th, 1995, by a man who was riding his four-wheeler, according to a report in the April 10th, 1995 edition of McAlester News Capital. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation announced Monday the bodies were identified as Brian and Rachel Burr of Texas. Hopefully we brought some closure to some family members. I'm just going to skim through this. Whenever we exhumed the bodies, we didn't know what the outcome would be, but the help of OSBI, it really turned out well, and I think it was a success. The case was reopened as part of a cold case investigative unit Morse formed in December 2017 that is led by retired McAlester Assistant Police Chief George Scott. In December 2018, a Pittsburg County judge granted a petition for exhumation of the bodies. Because there is an absence of scientific evidence and comparison information, the state is requesting exhumation of the descendants, which could provide dental radiographs, full-body radiographs, and a DNA sample to submit for use and positive identification. Morris previously told the News Capital DNA collected was first compared with that of a family from Texas. Investigators believe the family could have been related to the 2 bodies found because there were 2 missing people from the area around the same time. After a match was not found, the DNA was entered into a national database. According to OSBI, the agency's forensic center sent a specimen from one of the deceased for further DNA analysis to Parabon Nanolab, September 2022. It was reported the persons were likely to be the Burrs. OSBI agents traveled to Texas and Ohio to conduct interviews and collect DNA samples from relatives in an attempt to positively identify the individuals. The agency said in a press release, based on the information received from various interviews, the Oklahoma Chief Medical Examiner, additional DNA testing performed by the OSBI Forensic Science Center, Ohio Bureau of Investigation, and the University of North Texas Center for Human Identification, the identities were believed to be Brian Burr, age 23, and wife Rachel Burr, age 21. Investigators told the News Capital in 1995 that the bodies were at least 2 weeks old and were badly decomposed when they were discovered. Investigators speculated on the pair's origin and believed that they were killed and dumped by travelers. So even though they have who they are, they don't have who killed them, which, they have some closure, but they don't have closure. You don't know what happened to them or who did it. I mean, you know what happened to them, but you don't know who did it. The medical examiner's office said following an autopsy that the man and woman were killed by gunshot, with the man being shot once in the chest and the woman being shot at least 2 times in the chest. A nationwide bulletin was issued after the bodies were discovered in hopes to gather leads to identify the pair, but numerous tips from Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas did not lead to conclusive identifications. After several months, the bodies were buried with John Doe and Jane Doe grave markers in the Dorsey Cemetery on the north side of Lake McAlester. It has come to the point where all the evidence required to make the identification has been documented. Let's see. Said the burials will be conducted with the expectation that the remains will someday be disinterred with the family members are found, according to, and yes, I'm skimming it. Anyway, if you have any information, please contact authorities, because even though they know who this couple is, they don't know who did it. So please contact authorities with any information that you have, and don't forget to pray for their family and their loved ones. Feel free to leave comments, and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.